Alright, hello guys, and welcome to the continuation of the FCDB Closed Qualifier. My name is Hawker to bring you the action in the second two games. Just had Danny, of course, taking you through the first two, and those were two incredibly entertaining games to watch, especially that second one at the end there was certainly fun to experience. And we'll get to head into an all-Swedish matchup here. Passions up against Team5 to start off the day, for me at least. Both these teams have played one game before in this very qualifier, if you like, and they both played against Pride. Passions there having a very good result, whereas Team 5 struggling with a 16-3 loss. So that's something to keep in mind heading into this game. Both these teams have had very different starts to this qualifier, and we are already heading underway. Karis going in first with the Glock, looking for a long-range entry, but Passion's playing very safe, sitting far back with the USPs. Karis is the one-man down Pop Dog, and he might try and sell a fake towards A, but I don't think that's really going to do too much in terms of Passions, because you can already see the push is indeed coming out towards the B site. And the bomb is going to go down fairly easily here. The two smokes over the top have managed to cover this off very, very well. And you can see Passions now on the outside looking in. There's Rusty, though, getting the first pick as YZN just jumps through the smoke. Push continues, and the USPs are finding all the kills here. How has this happened? Team 5 are in such a good position, and it's all gone away from them. Karis does get a quick headshot on the flank, but the fuse is happening as we speak. There's just nothing he can do about it as Brolan finds the trades. And Passions take the pistol round surprisingly quickly into their favour, considering Team 5 had gained so much ground. Fairly surprising to see them not be able to hold on to a better end of the round there. Of course, Train as a map is fairly CT-sided. I think recently we have seen teams on the T side be able to pick up some more rounds. And I do like that quick B play from Team 5, purely because if you take a quick look at their money, they do have a little bit extra built up from that bomb plant. So they can afford to just eco this one round hard and then be able to afford the buy heading into the next. And it's fairly safe to be able to get that bomb plant down on towards B without too much risk, especially with two smokes going over the top. So let's see what the 5 Glocks can do. Doesn't look like too much, because already the first kill comes in favour of Passions. You can see Passions themselves have invested into 3 rifles into this round, which is something that a lot of teams will sort of differ on. You see some teams even going for full SMGs on rounds like these, where they know they aren't really at too much risk of losing out. But as long as they hold on to these 3 rifles, they should be in good shape for a buy heading into the coming round. It seems like that will be the case, because Team 5 not really getting too much done. There is Brolan, though, peeking into the open. And that was a huge risk to take. A little bit unnecessarily there. He did go down, but I don't think it will lead to anything. This Kevet gets flanked. So Passions take a quick 2-0 lead, as you would expect. But here comes the buy from Team 5. AKs across the board. And in the meantime, on the Passion side of things, they are going to go for a very, very early AWP here. Sticking with just the 1 MP9 on the board. I'll be interested to see where these AKs go. Already you can see on the Team 5 side of things, they're going to take control of Pop Dog early on. Flash is coming out, and we're going to see such a quick push onto this A-bomb site. There's YZN getting the first kill through, but the CTs reply quickly. YZN finds a second entry, but his teammates are all falling. YZN gets a third kill. How does that happen? Brolan, out in the open, gets caught off guard. And now we're back to a 2v2. But YZN's position has been spotted. Has to be careful, and he just strays out a little too far. But in the meantime, Karis himself found a single frag to bring us back to a 1-on-1. Karis is going to make his way all the way back to the B bomb site. And a quick look at the map shows you The CT is nowhere near the action, sticking on towards A to make sure the bomb can't go down over there. So Karis will get the bomb down. And now the question is, where does he play after the bomb is planted? And you can already see he's just going to sit in towards Brownhall. Such a strong position to play from with the bomb. Especially planted on that right-hand side. He can just peek out from upper. But at the same time, Benvard has plenty of utility left. Karis thinking of smoking off the molly, but the fake defuse came in very slowly. Sprays away. Karis nearly gets the kill. Benny, in the meantime, still not on the bomb. Finally, he taps it again, and that will prompt Karis to come forward. Surely he can land a single shot, and indeed he can. Karis closes out the one-on-one, and Team5 get their first round on the board. Very well played there at the end by Karis to just quickly go back towards B, realizing that's what had to be done. So now heading into the fourth round, Passions themselves on a little bit of an up and down buy. They have invested all their money into this one, but only with 3 rifles to show for it. You can already see Zadish forced down to a CZ. Still a decent enough buy, and you can see this round, of course, very important. Both teams have almost no money left in the bank. And Team5 had to rely on a quick play to really work for them in the previous round. So let's see if they can make it work with a slightly slower push, as already Brolan gets the first. In comes a quick trade from Palm, and Hampus is going to have to rotate over, and he's going to be forced back here. The Molotov, especially, is going to make sure he is locked out of the site. There's another kill for Rusty, but trades are continuing to go back and forth, and Team5 are really gaining ground towards B here. You can see Karis going all the way out. He's looking for the flank. This might just work in his favour. Zadish is going to come forwards, but he doesn't expect Karis's advanced position. Benny looks for a kill, but try as he might, Jazar finishes him off. And so Team5 have recovered very well after losing that pistol round where they gained control of B. They managed to win that all-important first gun round that has swung things back into their favour. Give me 1 second here, guys. It's pretty much a full eco for Passions. Just have to quickly sort something out. Alright, there we go. Sorry about that. We're back into the action, and already the quick push comes in. USP's getting shut down as you would expect. And Benvard does go down at the end. So fairly standard stuff there. You didn't really miss anything. Team5 just overwhelming the A-bomb site. But we will get to head straight back into yet another buy round. So Passions have got the 5 M4s on their side of things. Not really too much to work with in terms of utility. Sure, they have some nades, but no defuse kit. That's something to keep in mind. And already Benny jiggle peeking in and out, and he nearly gets taken down for it. Jazar takes him down to just 2 HP early on. However, here comes Rusty looking to help his teammate. The spray is only good for the 1 kill, and Benny has decided to play incredibly passively now, being so low on health. He doesn't want to risk going down without a trade. So that's allowed Team5 to yet again gain control very early into the round. This has helped them out incredibly so far. And look at this boost. Palm might just get a free headshot. Indeed, he does. Great boost there. You don't see that too often from the T side of things. Hampus gets a kill back. However, he's out in the open. He gets 2 before he goes down. And that's forcing Brolan to try and lock down the site. But that doesn't mean he's going to be able to. Karis finds his head incredibly quickly, but Benny walks through the smoke. This is a free kill. The bomb planter goes down. And now Benny could realistically win this one-on-one. Jazar on just 44 HP out in the open, but oh my god, the timing is slightly off. Jazar there, a little bit fortunate to get gifted that free kill. If Benny just stays locked on towards that position for a second longer, he probably gets that kill. Either way, Team5 yet again get the job done. They're up to 4 in a row here. And considering they were underdogs heading into this game, having a strong start on the T side, I think will be a massive benefit to them. This could spiral out of control for Passions if they can't build up that money, especially on Train, where those AWPs are fairly important to get those rounds on the CT side. Oh, Brolan gets 2 kills with the CZ to start things off. I thought this round was going to be easy for Team 5, but they go quickly towards B, and out of nowhere, Passions win the round. 3 Deagle kills for Hampus, 2 CZ kills for Brolan, and just like that, Passions locked down the B bomb site. You saw that Team 5 continuing with that fairly quick style they've been going for so far, but against the weak buy, always going to be a little bit of a risk of pushing into those pistols, and that's exactly what happened. And that's why you don't see too many teams continually go for these quick aggressions on, especially rounds where they're up against pistols. Because now we just have Team 5 forced into a somewhat awkward position. Again, their money not looking great, and already Brolan takes a little bit of damage early on. Seeing Rusty as well play a fairly advanced position in towards the back of Blue Train. And Passions have committed 2 players to the B site, which isn't something you'll see from every team. So that's something to point out here. If Team 5 do indeed go for this A execute, maybe a little bit easier for them to take, especially with the 2 Passions players towards B being fairly committed to that B site. They can't really rotate back too quickly. So that's something to keep in mind. Here comes some nades over the top, smokes coming through. Team 5 probably just have to push off the back of this now with 35 seconds left. Jazar on the edge of the smoke gets that first kill. That was an incredibly tight angle, but he still comes out on top. And now the push has to come in here. 25 seconds left. You can see a little bit of a fake back towards B before the push comes eventually to the A site. There's Jazar to find the quick trade. The push continues as Keva himself finds a frag over towards the B bomb site. And Hampus can't get anything from Connector, leaving Benny in just an awful position. Trying to AWP on towards the bomb train. It just wasn't going to happen in a 1-on-3. And so Team 5 again managed to overwhelm the bomb site with a late round push this time. You saw there the issue potentially being that Passions couldn't rotate quickly enough. And not only was that true, but also they didn't really get any kills on the hold on towards the A site, which made it difficult. So Passions will go for the force buy again, and this is fairly risky at this point. If they lose this round, they run the risk of going 7-3 down on their CT side, which isn't going to be something that they can easily come back from. So this round, massively important for Passions to keep themselves really in contention. And they don't exactly have the best of buys to show for it. Even the weaponry not looking great, with only Brolan and Zadish having quote-unquote real rifles. And then the utility also lackluster. Here comes the boost, and Rusty goes down first. Again, Team 5 finding these slightly more creative plays. You'll see that boost fairly often. But we see Team 5 yet again able to get that first pick thanks to a nice little boost. And that makes things so much easier as they push towards the site. Here comes Benny trying to play around the trains with this CZ. Can be fairly powerful in the right position, and he does do a lot of damage to YZN. But it doesn't matter because he goes down. There's YZN to get another frag. And Brolan does get one shot there from Connector. But still 3 more to find. Even though he dropped down the bomb, plenty of time for that one to be planted and picked up by his teammates. 20 seconds left. The bomb will go down. And Brolan is trying to see if he can get gifted a free kill to make this slightly more winnable. There is that free kill. YZN goes out a little bit too far. But even in a 1-on-2, Brolan not feeling comfortable that he can try and pull this one off. And to be fair, as soon as he gives away his position there, you can see Team 5 playing fairly sort of passively. The smoke is up. They have plenty of utility left. It's very difficult to see what Brolan could do from this position, so I certainly understand the save. So 6-3 now in favour of Team 5. And considering they're starting on the T side, they've already got probably enough rounds to last them this entire half. And yet there's still plenty more rounds left to play. And I think at this point, Passions might even want to consider taking a timeout. After this round at least, when they have that bye together. Either way, let's see if they can get anything done in this round, because they have gone for a stack towards this A site. Plenty of pistols alongside that single saved AWP. And Brolan's going to go back towards B. In the meantime, though, Team 5 are grouped up around the A play. Push towards Ivy, a little bit sloppy, but they find the first, and there is another kill for the T side. Fairly easy there for Palmy. Keve, in the meantime, looks to make his way out through a main, and that should get him a free kill. Indeed, it does. Hampus caught off guard. Brolan with the AWP has rotated back around, but he can only land one shot before he is traded on. That's always the difficulty with the AWP there. If you can't fall back to cover quickly enough, as soon as you get the one kill, the trade is always going to come through. So Team 5, after taking a 7-3 lead now, might force Passions to reconsider how they've been playing so far, because we're not going to see this AWP. Again, we're going to see Passions with yet another slightly weakened buy. This is something Passions have had a problem with so far. These sort of buys have been very, very difficult for them. Especially as Team 5 have shown a willingness to push quickly into the rounds. It kind of means that Passions have to use some of their utility early on if they want to counter that. Spray coming through in the edge of the smoke. Karras pushes aggressively, looking for a second, and he flicks to the head. Again, Team 5 get themselves 2 opening kills. And there's YZN to find one of his own. It's just Team 5 opening up all around the map. Zadish, the one man left, again in an almost unwinnable position. And Passions really need to win these opening fights. It's as simple as that. We see the switch up in terms of the push coming through towards B. And that doesn't do anything for them. Zadish might just... Oh no, he's not going to check the corner. I thought he was going to get the kill. How do they walk past each other there? Did Keva spot Zadish out or not? I don't think he did. There's no way they expect Zadish to come from Pop Dog. That's going to allow him one free kill, but that gives the game up. Keva now might have just realised what's happened. Either way, Zadish gets a second headshot. Smoke towards the bomb, and with the kit in hand, there's a possibility to stick this one. Especially with Keva being so far away, Zadish is just going to try and get on the bomb here. The Spram comes through, but Zadish is going to stick the defuse! Oh, that was fairly close, but Keva finally comes in for the backstab. Good effort there from Zadish, but Passions decide, after being beaten up a little bit in these recent rounds, it's time for them to take a timeout. And I think that is fairly acceptable considering they did win that pistol round and they are still down 8-3 on their CT side of train. So how's it going, chat? Are you enjoying this? I mean, I guess if you're a Passions fan, you're not enjoying this. But I'm sure there's some Team 5 fans out there. I know YZN is fairly popular. I'm sure you guys are enjoying what you're seeing right now. This would be a great way for Team 5 to rebound over that early loss against Pride. They lost 16-3 in the opening game here. Oh, 16-6, sorry, in the opening game against Pride. So if they could pick up a win here, that would certainly help their chances massively. And again, Passions were definitely favourites heading into this one. As we were saying, Passions themselves, they were the team that won 16-3 over Pride. And Pride have been a really solid team recently, so that was looking great for Passions' chances. But I think Passions have been a very up-and-down team, relying fairly heavily on the individual skill. And we've kind of seen that. Passions have been trying to win those opening fights and just have the advantage off the back of that. And yet that's not worked out for them. Team 5 have been able to hold their ground. There go the pistols, though. Pushing top pop to get those first 2 kills. And YZN is also caught off guard. Brolan takes him down. So out of nowhere, Team 5 in a little bit of trouble up against just the pistols here. Here comes Palm trying to make his way forwards, looking for a way back into this round, but he might be in trouble because Brolan is sitting patiently behind Blue Train. This should be a free kill. Indeed, it is. So Jazar, with just 10 HP, surely can't do anything here. Maybe if they peeked him one by one with the AWP, it would be possible, but you can already see Passions making sure they have no chance of losing. They're grouping up. They're forcing Jazar back. He does have the bomb as he makes his way around in towards Brown Halls. We see there Benny go passive in towards the B aggression he went for earlier. Jiggle peeks around the corner. Jazar had the chance there, but he misses the shot. 1 HP from the molly. Nearly goes down to the flames. Instead, he might just go down to one of the Passions players in a second here. Here comes the peek. Rusty spots him out, and there is Zadish to finish him off. So Jazar manages to avoid the embarrassment of dying to the molly, but he does go down at the end either way. And that will put TEAM5 back a little bit in terms of their money, but they can certainly still afford a good enough buy. You saw the AWP there invested again for Jazar. In the meantime, Benny has one for the CT side of things. Let's see what he does with this AWP that we haven't seen too often from the CT so far. Fairly well placed flash from Benny there to slow down any aggression, and there we go. He gets the first pick with that AWP. Make it a second frag. Just re-peeks onto pretty much the same angle and finds himself a second frag. And that's the difference an AWP can make on train. TEAM5 didn't really play around that one too well, especially after the first man goes down, but you saw it kind of caused a little bit of panic there, and YZN tried to hold his ground for the trade, just didn't work out. So now a little bit of a desperation push towards B from TEAM5, but it might work out as Karis gets that first kill. Here's Hampus though locking down the Blue Train, and that frag should make things much, much easier on that B site hold. We are going to see Hampus still holding this position. Keve gets the one kill, but it's an easy trade in the end for Hampus. And so Palm now with an AWP is left 1 on 3. He does have the bomb towards the site itself. And if he sneaks his way forwards here, Hampus could get caught out in the open, but manages to just about avoid the angle. And there we go, the second shot is also missed. So fairly easy at the end there for Passions to close things out. Good round from Hampus. Again, he's been one of the bright spots so far on this CT side. Another 3k for him in that round. However, even though Passions is starting to win rounds, it does still feel like it might be a little bit too late, because TEAM5 certainly already have enough rounds on their T side here. Only pistols in this one, so TEAM5 will go for a quick play on towards A. Don't think it will have too much of a chance of working out. Hampus holding off, gets the first kill. Very nicely done on the second headshot. Well, sorry, Zadish stole that first one away, but doesn't matter. The kills are coming through, and that's the important thing. Rusty does go down at the end there, and a couple of players low on health, but Keve just takes a nade to the face. Down to 1 HP, and he won't be on 1 HP for much longer. He gets finished off at the end. I was going to say there was a slight chance with a couple of opponents being low on health there, but as soon as that nade lands, that one was pretty much over. So heading into the last round of the half, Passions will finally get a double AWP setup on their CT side. In the meantime, looking at TEAM5's buy, they have just got 5 AKs. It's looking fairly decent for them though. Certainly good enough to compete in this round. We already see them making a little bit of noise towards the B bomb site. Roland should spot them out early on. There was a little bit of a pre-fire there that did a tiny bit of damage on towards Brolan. Still no rotation here from Passions, despite TEAM5 coming towards this B site. We saw them push here early on. Finally, the rotate comes through, but is it quickly enough? Here comes the push. Brolan gets one kill before he goes down, and there goes Karis, working his way out through upper to make the difference. Karis gets a second kill, and that might just win them the round, because now Hampus, trying to come for the big flank, is going to have it all to do. He goes out. And so unless Benny can win a 1-on-3, this half is going to be over, and indeed it is. Very Nicely done there from Karis. 3 kills for him. And that second kill pretty much secured the round, I think, just because it gives them so much map control on the Team 5 side of things. Heading into halftime, you can see, quick look at the scoreboard. Hampus leading the way for Passions, up there at 16 frags, sorry. And to be honest, their fragging has been okay, but it was just that string of rounds that really costed them. And so heading into the second half, if Team 5 could win this pistol round, you would think almost be guaranteed the map win. Of course, nothing is certain though in this game. And here comes the push quickly from Passions. They go for the molly, but Karis opens up with a quick headshot, and he makes it a second kill. Here comes the push from the Glocks. They look to overwhelm the site, and somehow they've done just that. But Karis is still here! Karis gets 4 kills! And Hampus, left in a 1-on-2, is in all kinds of trouble. They know exactly where he is. He doesn't have Kevlar, but he does have a quick headshot on towards Keve. And Karis now has to ace for his team. A 1-on-1 to decide so much of this second half. Hampus low on health, no Kevlar, so Karis just needs a single bullet to take him down. And with the bomb being out in the open, Karis decides to play things safe. Here comes the peek through. Karis lands the shot, but it was through the wall there, so Hampus sneaks away with the bomb. The fake plant comes in, but Karis pushes through for the ace. Yet again, Karis steps up for his team. 5 kills on the pistol round to secure it for Team 5. And that round there from Karis might just have pushed Team 5 over the edge. Very impressive stuff from him. Those first few shots were fairly quick. And he's also had an incredible amount of impact rounds with his multi-kills. Passions now might be a little bit too far behind. Already double digits for Team 5. They're getting fairly close to being able to really sort of run away with this one. We are going to see Passions have an investment into this round though. Without the bomb plant, they decide to force up. So they've got a little bit of hope if they can try and win with the pistols here. But already you can see a couple of players from Team 5 stacked towards the B site. Here comes the push forwards. The pistols looking to come out on top. And Keve out in the open there. Surprised to see him stick around for so long. And where have these kills come from? The pistols just open up the B bomb site. And so YZN and Palmy, nowhere near the action, have to try and make their way forwards. They have managed to rotate round to the B site now. Here comes Palmy, getting that first kill, nearly getting the angle on the second, but Hampus finds the trade. And as YZN goes down, that round there might just keep Passions really in this game. Team 5's defense just crumbles on the B site, and that's such a grim way for them to lose the second round after the pistol. If they just pick up that round win there, you think Team 5 almost have it guaranteed that they're going to come out with a huge lead. And yet it goes the other way, and so now Passions are right back in this game. Passions continuing the fast pace, go for the quick B push. And Keve in the corner will not be able to find anything. He goes down first. Not expecting too much here from the rest of Team 5 at this point. See YZN desperately trying to make his way up the ladder. But doesn't lead to anything. So Team 5 will go all falling down. Again, I don't think I particularly like the play from Passions to just quickly push B there. Especially as there is the risk that maybe the CTs could be pushing together with their weaker buy, with their pistols. There's always the chance that they could be pushing through towards B ramp, in towards Brown Halls. That's a possibility, which you have to watch out for. But Passions just decide to keep up the quick pace, go towards B, and it works out for them. Even if it was a little bit risky, it pays off. And so now Team 5 not really going to have anything into this round in terms of investment. It's just going to be Jazar with the saved Desert Eagle and Kevlar. Flash goes over. There goes Hampus for the first kill. Again, this should be fairly standard stuff for Passions. With the 3 AKs on their side as well, they will be hoping to make sure they can hold onto each and every one of those rifles into the next round. That looks like it will likely be the case, although Hampus will go down. Here comes the rotate back towards the A site, and as Zadish gets that first kill, that completely opens up A. Nice shot at long range there from Benny. And as you would expect, Passions will take this round. And so we're really going to have a game on our hands now. If Passions can continue to pummel this CT economy, if they can keep TEAM5 weak, then there's every chance they could still come back into this game. Again, a quick look at the cash on either side. And Passions themselves are starting to build up a little bit of extra money, especially as they will likely save 4 guns here. They don't really have to reinvest too much into the next round. I mean, you can even see a couple of players will be able to hold on to a fair few nades. So even slight things like that making a fairly big difference. Okay, then. Not the best. Keva can't be happy with that one. He just gets spammed straight through the ladder. Either way, wasn't going to be too important. What is important, however, is this gun round here. TEAM5 have got the full rifles on their side of things. And let's see if their CT side can be as prevalent as their first half on their T side of things. Hampus again working towards A quickly into the rounds. And fairly often he's been by himself there trying to push towards the A site. And yet somehow still he is able to get those entry kills. That's fairly impressive there from Hampus. The fact that he's able to find those little off angles. As the push comes in towards B, Karis is left by himself. There's just too many players pushing towards him. Palm and Jazar nowhere near the B site. You can see Jazar trying to make his way up ladder, but that's not going to happen. Hampus denies any chance towards B. And you can feel here, TEAM5 on their CT side not really feeling too good about things. YZN already calling for the pause, as you would expect, considering TEAM5 have struggled in these first few rounds. And of course, TEAM5 have to go from the mindset of initially winning that pistol round and being in a great position to all of a sudden being in a position where Passions are right back in this game. We've got a 10-10 scoreline. And this map could very much go down to the wire. See Passions struggling to call the timeouts here. Hopefully this gets sorted out, because the round has started. I assume we will be seeing the pause come in, but who knows? We might just be playing out the round. Again, the players should know how to call the timeouts. They should try and make sure they know that before the game starts. And also, Passions have played in this very tournament before, so we'll have to wait and see what the calling is on that. But for the time being, I'm just going to assume we are live and playing. A lot of radiation there on the bomb train. You can hear from the, I think it's called the Geiger counter, if I'm not mistaken. Just crackling away. It's not a very nice sound. I guess it's meant to not be a very nice sound, because if you're near radiation, it should probably be telling you to get the hell away. Does that make sense? Here come the smokes towards the A site. This time it won't be Hampus pushing alone towards A. He will have the rest of his team helping him out. YZN gets that first kill. There was a quick trade from the AK, but behind the smokes you can see Palm spraying away, and he drops down the bomb. That could be a hugely important kill. The bomb will still be planted, I think. Though as I say that, Rusty goes for the fake plant. Palm here, in towards heaven, now looking for another one! How does he get that headshot spraying away to find another one? This is going incredibly well for TEAM5 here. They don't even need the timeout by the looks of things, because Hampus is all by himself in a 1-on-2. Seems like he knows there's a player in towards heaven. He spotted him out earlier. There's the quick headshot, just tapping away to find, even just a chest shot to kill Palm. Hampus trying to get to safety. Kevez on the site. Hampus manages to get to safety, but he goes for the repeat. I thought Hampus was just going to stay safe there and wait and try and play the time, but no, he just goes for the kill quickly, and it works out in his favour. We come close for Team 5 to get their round on the board, but it doesn't quite come through. Still though, Hampus had to work incredibly hard there, and if you want to take a quick look at the scoreboard, Hampus has been working incredibly hard throughout this entire map. 28 kills for him so far. And still the potential to get more because we're only in the 22nd round. And Passions, after being down pretty much the whole game, have finally got themselves back into the lead. Now we'll have to see how long that lasts for because we've got a double up set up on the CT side. Karis and Jazar were both towards A at the initial stages, but Karis will make his way back towards B. And watching towards upper here, if the timing is right, he could get a free kill to start things off. Smoke's coming through, though, might just deny him any opportunity of that coming out. There's Kevin to get the first kill. Repeaks for a second. He's working those angles incredibly well, and that should give them the round win. You can see Zadish hoping to, at the very least, get the bomb down. And that does just about happen before Kevet overwhelms him. A 3k to close it out for Kevet, and so Team 5 bring us back to another even scoreline, 11-11. And Passions aren't going to be done just yet by any stretch of the imagination. They've still got plenty of money for the buy into this upcoming round. Benny going for the AWP, AKs to play with across the rest of the team. But in the meantime, Team 5 starting to try and get this double AWP setup rolling. To be fair, it was Kevet in that last round who really made the difference. It was not the double AWPs that were necessary. YZM peeking towards upper B early on will get a fairly good amount of information, especially as these nades come out towards A. Team 5 could just stick with 4 players on the A site, and I would expect them to here. So this stack towards A could be fairly difficult for Passions to overcome if they do indeed commit to this A site push. But it seems like for the time being, they're not fully committed just yet. As I say that though, here come the smokes over the top. And this early information for Team 5, thanks to YZN, could make all the difference. They have 4 players now patiently waiting on towards the site, but the boost for Jazar is going to actually cost him. He only gets the 1 kill. Keve in the smoke is going for the knife, denying the bomb plant. That is a crazy play. Only a crazy man would take out his knife in that position. But Keve decides to do just that, and here comes Palm for a kill of his own. It's all falling apart for Passions here as the bomb doesn't go down. They look to play for the kills. And that finally happens as Hampus gets another one for the T side of things. Keve's feet is out in the open, and that allows Rusty to take him down. So YZN is forced to pull off the miraculous 1-on-2. And it's not going to happen. I thought he was getting that kill, but Hampus just shuts him down. Again, it's Hampus fragging out for Passions. 31 kills now. And still plenty of time, as I was saying earlier, to add even more to that scoreline. So Team 5 decide it is worthwhile to force into this round. Jazar with the AWP. Rifles on most of the players, but Karis is forced down to a mag. And a quick look at the map shows you this mag is placed aggressively in towards brown halls. Karis just waiting patiently with his crosshair. Hampus is around the corner lining up some nades, so if the timing was right, he could just push through and get some free frags. As he hears these nades being deployed, he might think about the aggression, but now it would be ill-advised because Hampus is patiently waiting, and he does indeed spot out Karis, but that makes things awkward for Passions now, because they know that Team 5 have pushed aggressively up in towards brown halls. I don't think they can really commit to this A play without running the risk of running into an A stack. Here comes the push anyway. They're just going to commit to it. And Jazar is here. There's YZN spraying away with the FAMAS, looking for a third. And the missed shot allows him to capitalise. Jazar himself finds a second with the AWP. And as I was saying there, when you spot out a player pushed up into brown halls from the CT side of things, it's fairly obvious that there's going to be a stack towards the A site, and yet still Passions run straight into it. Just the two players lock down A main, that's all they need to shut out the round win. And that round for Passions might be the one that they look back on that cost them this game if they're not careful here, because they only have the one AK bought up for Hampus. He had a little bit more money than the rest of his team, so he could afford to invest into this single solitary AK. Oh, Keveh sprays him down. Hampus doesn't get to do anything with that AK early on. Palm did get that kill in the meantime, as Zadish recovers the AK for himself. That's got to be frustrating for Hampus. Picks up the AK, the single AK on the team, and yet he still goes down first without seeing an opponent. Here comes Zadish desperately pushing forwards, trying to find an entry, but it's just not going to happen. Benny also goes down, and so Team5 get themselves back into the driver's seat. The double AWP setup is locked and loaded, and they're hoping it will pull them through to close out this win. So here we go, round number 26, and at this point in the game, every round becomes so critical in deciding the outcome of this game. Push coming quickly in towards the A site here. Passions have not really gone for this fast of a play just yet, and there's only 3 players here, but YZN is one of them finding that first kill. Trades go back and forth as Keveh going to get boosted up on top of the site, and he drops down the bomb. That makes a huge difference. As Karis finds a kill of his own, this round is over. The double AWPs again do a fair amount of damage, finding 3 kills between them. And Team5 looking in great shape now, you would think, to close this one out. Five Desert Eagles for Passions. In a round they need to win if they don't want to be forced to try and play for overtime. Karis with the AWP is going to peek towards brown halls. He's committing to the wide peek, which is a risk he's willing to take, but it works out in his favour. Just rattling off the shots. Karis gifted 3 kills. I don't even know if there was a shot in reply there. Easy shots for Karis. He finally misses one, but he's not going to miss the second time. A 4K for Karis as they just walk into his crosshair one by one. Passions didn't have any utility there. They didn't have the aim to get the trade. And when you're up against an AWP, that means you're going to be in trouble. 3 map points now for Team5. And with the amount of money they have, it should be full buys in all 3 of them. So there are no excuses at this point for Team5. They should absolutely be closing out this game, as long as these double AWPs can continue firing on all cylinders. Looking at things from the Passions point of view, they are again just going to commit to an A execute. I'm surprised to see them go for this again when Team5 have fairly often had 4 players stacked towards this site, but they try and commit, and Keveh shuts them down. It's all over. Hampus is the one man left. He's been on form so far in this game, but a 1-on-5 has to be out of his hands. And this is why I'm so surprised to see Passions quickly try and push towards A. We didn't even get to see the action because it all went down so quickly, and the one headshot for Hampus is just not enough. Team5 will take this one 16-12 in the end. And fair play to them. They played fairly well, especially on the CT side. Once they got those double AWPs, they did a great job at closing that one out. So Team5 managed to rebound off that initial loss to get back to a 1-1 scoreline. In the meantime, from the Passions perspective, if you like, after getting that opening victory over Pride, after looking so good in their opening game of this Group A, losing here against Team5 will be a bit of a setback for them, but that's something they're just going to have to live with. As always, guys, thank you for watching. If you want to stick around, we still have one more game from this group today here on the FCDB Closed Qualifier now. And other than that, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the casting, you can always look me up. My name is Hawker. I've had like about a week off, so I feel a little bit rusty, but we're slowly but surely getting back into things. Either way, the next matchup will be Nova versus... I still don't know how to pronounce this team name. I haven't figured out what I'm going to say yet. I think El Cuvette. I'll bring it up on the screen there. I'm sure there'll be some Russians in chat to tell me how it's pronounced, but until then, make sure to stick around for Nova versus El Cuvette.